The paradox of Zephyr. In the dimly lit laboratory, the air was heavy with anticipation. James Hawking, a brilliant quantum scientist, stood before his life's work, an immense time machine. He wore a lab coat, goggles perched on his forehead, his face a blend of awe, anticipation, and fear. His unkempt brown hair stood on end, a testament to his restless mind. Today, he would embark on a journey like no other, to manipulate events in history and find closure for a personal tragedy that haunted his every waking moment. As he stared at the pulsating sapphire glow emanating from the time machine, James couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. He was about to cross the threshold of time, to traverse the paradoxical realms that lay between past and future. It was a momentous occasion, a culmination of years of research and tireless dedication. Yet, deep down, there was a nagging question. What if he was wrong? Just as doubt began to creep into his thoughts, a figure materialized before him. It was Zephyr, the emissary of time. Zephyr's presence was ethereal, his eyes holding the weight of centuries. He was the wise sentinel of the temporal plane, tasked with preserving the delicate symmetry of time. "You seek closure," Zephyr's voice echoed in James's mind, a soothing baritone that seemed to resonate within his very soul. "Through the manipulation of time, you yearn to change the past, to create a utopian future. But be warned, James, that meddling with time has consequences beyond your comprehension." James listened intently, his doubts momentarily forgotten. Zephyr's words held a gravitas that he couldn't ignore. Perhaps, deep down, he had always known the risks of tampering with the fabric of reality. And yet, the allure of rewriting history, of righting past wrongs, was too potent to resist. With a determined nod, James activated the time machine, sealing his fate to the unknown. The room filled with a whirl of energy, blinding light engulfing him as he hurtled through the time streams, becoming a mere observer in the ever-shifting tides of the past and future. In each timeline he encountered, James witnessed the horrific consequences of his actions. Small changes rippled out, growing into catastrophic events, like a pebble dropped into a serene pond becoming a violent storm. With each failed attempt to rectify his mistakes, James's character began to evolve, transforming from a reckless scientist to a humbled and compassionate individual. It was during one of these encounters that James stumbled upon a revelation. Zephyr was not an external entity, but an embodiment of his own guilt-ridden subconscious. Zephyr had been with him all along, guiding him through these harrowing trials, pushing him towards a deeper understanding of the implications of his actions. As the journey neared its apex, a turning moment arrived. James looked upon the ruined futures he had inadvertently created, the lives he had unknowingly destroyed. It was in that moment of introspection that he made a choice. He would let the past be, relinquishing his grip on it, and focus on the present. With each passing timeline, James's transformation deepened. He embraced his follies, his recklessness giving way to empathy. The weight of guilt slowly lifted from his shoulders as he realized that his actions, no matter how well intended, could never truly rewrite history. The present, he understood, was where change could happen. The past was immutable. And so, James stepped out of the time machine, a changed man. No longer driven by ego and hubris, he was now guided by empathy and responsibility. He had stumbled upon the paradox of time, that the efforts to redefine the past could only yield a deeper appreciation for the present. As James stood before the time machine, ready to dismantle his invention, he felt a comforting presence once again. Zephyr, his mentor and confidant, whispered in his mind, a final guiding voice. "The symmetry of time has been restored, my dear James," Zephyr assured him. "You have learned the lessons that only time could teach, and for that, you have found enlightenment. Embrace the present, for it is the canvas on which your future is painted." With a bittersweet smile, James nodded. The journey had come to an end, but the impact of his transformative odyssey would ripple through his soul forever. And as he looked out into the world, the sun bathed the futuristic city of Neo Greenwich in a warm golden glow, signaling a new chapter in his life.